Hi, guys. I need to do a rant because, I'm looking at these YouTube streets and I'm a little concerned. And here's the reason, right? If this is all for entertainment, I understand. Like people like drama and trauma, I understand. I mean, my wife watches Netflix all the time and, she can get lost in 2 hours of Netflix before going to sleep. So that's, I understand if all of this is for entertainment. But I really do take the manosphere serious because there are a lot of young men who need to level up and improve themselves. And I really do see it as a duty of any older black man who has actually made it in the corporate world, has actually gone through it and seen it, that our duty is to impart this to many people. Now, I have a 13-year-old son, which he's tired of hearing this message. But I heard this message when I was a child myself. My father would always say, the sky is the limit. The world doesn't owe you a living. And the world doesn't owe you a living means that you're not going to get anything from the world. You're going to have to work for everything that you want. And he always used to say also, by the sweat of your brow, you shall nyam bread. It's Jamaican, nyam bread, eat bread. So by the sweat of your brow, I think it's from the Bible. But all of these things are important. And the reason they're important is we need to build young men up. The problem I'm seeing in YouTube, and maybe it's just entertainment, there's a focus on humbling black women. Now, some of these women are like, when you listen to them, it's crazy. Like the women on YouTube, it's crazy. Like you listen to them, and a lot of them, it's either they're entertaining people or they have mental health issues. I'm not sure which one, but I mean, I can be entertained by 30 or 40 minutes or an hour of something, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we can't have the manosphere focused on being against the black women. Like, think about it. Let's think about it for a second. Because I work with a lot of diverse set of people who spend, when you're younger, you spend your waking hours trying to get promotions, working hard. People studied for exams. Like literally, I worked with several people who studied for the CFA. And if anyone has ever studied for the CFA, you'll understand that takes a lot out of you. Level 2, that takes a lot out of you. And these people were working hard. And now I see these people paired up, married in their 30s, owning nice houses, enjoying their lives and getting things forward. And those people have figured it out. They're red pill. They figure it out that education, and you go to work, keep your head down, work hard, you get your designation, and then you keep doing what you're doing, become a leader, read books on that and that. Now, some of these people, they have a household that is basically a $400,000 income household. And what race are these people? Southeast Asian. Now, when you have that and you see a lot of other people doing that, you sit down and you see black men online arguing about the state of black women. Think about how backward that is. One set of people, they're working hard, and I understand a lot of young black men were not incubated properly. I mean, it's an endless cycle of poverty where, we end up, and I did a video on it already, where we come in as cavemen or tribal alphas, forgetting that there's a community and how we play a role in that community. We haven't figured that out as yet. We're still tribal or individual caveman people. A lot of us have not figured that out as yet. Now there's a whole bunch of people who figured it out, and they're doing quite well. 23% of black men are actually in upper middle class. Those men know the system inside out, and they have benefited because of that. Now, one thing I'll tell anyone, as I said to you, if you are listening to programs about black women's weave, hair, this and that, and you laugh about it, like, ask yourself the question, the 20th time that you hear it, does it give you the same utility as the first time you heard it? And it's a waste of time. And I don't think that's a good type of entertainment, because you're denigrating your counterpart. And part of my thing is I try to be be myself. And as myself, I just think of it this. I want to see both black men and black women do well. I want to see all people do well, because the truth of the matter is, in this world, everyone wants to do well, live a happy life. But sometimes you look at the ones who are not doing that well. And honestly, that's a lot of black people. And it's a lot of ADUS FBA black people who are not doing well. And what we have to understand is the reason why it's happening is because the incubation period, the period that you're in your household and taught about racism. And that's a negative, like, listen, it's around you and it's there. But when you teach a child about it and you don't explain it in the right way, then they have a crutch. And that crutch is to say, if I don't make it out, my crutch is, it was because of racism. Then you have people sailing across the ocean, flying over, and then the ones who sail as refugees, in a generation, they're doing better than you. And the ones who fly in the plane and go to university, they're doing better than you in 5 years. Why? Why is it that the people who are there, who can, like, when I was growing up, my father called Canada and the US and the UK the land of milk and honey. And that's what a lot of third world immigrants look at it as. It's like, it's there for your taking. You just have to do what is necessary to get it. But I can assure you, it is the ticket. The price of the ticket is not disrespecting your women. And I don't care about, like, what the women are doing. Like, listen, in society, women can either be partners or they can be provided for. And so women, like in the olden days, women used to watch soap operas and take care of the house and that. So if women want to spend a pastime talking negative things about black men or whatever, that doesn't matter. I mean, I'm married for years, and I can tell you this: once you're ambitious and you earn enough money, you can pursue many different types of women, and likely you will get a wife of a very nice wife. So that won't be a problem. Your focus can never be on women. Your focus has to be on yourself, your career, and building yourself up. And I think that for a lot of us, if we don't shift into that gear, we're going to lose another generation of young men that can break into the upper middle class. Because being in the middle class is nothing. Because the middle class is like, I've seen numbers that it's from 25,000 till probably 80,000. That, like, can you really live off of 25,000? No. So I don't really respect that middle class number. My number is, are you earning over $60,000? If you're not, then you're really in the lower middle class. And think about it. To get there, you have to want to do it, and you have to focus on it. That has to become your focus. And that's where I want to see the manosphere go. I'm hoping that it will get there. Now, these entertaining programs, I understand them, but you got to ask yourself the question: what is entertaining about denigrating your very women? The women that nurture you, and that, like, I don't see how we get pleasure out of that. I mean, that's something that we have to look into ourselves, because, honestly, I think it's lowbrow, low class to do it. And listen, Jamaican men used to have this term sketel, which was a lower class woman, but they would understand that you have the sketel and you have the nice woman and all that. But I tend to think that there's a big focus on denigrating all black women and lumping them together. I can tell you there are wonderful black women out there. Wonderful. And yes, there are ones that definitely I would not even want to be with. But we can't continue this denigrating and all of that. It lowers the people. I can't be working with Southeast Asian people who are today, I met them years ago, and today they have a $400,000 household, and meeting other people from other different places, Hong Kong and people from mainland, all of mainland China, all that, and they're building their lives together. They're working together. They're getting things forward. But on the ADA side, on YouTube, I'm not saying it's all in real life, we're focusing on a gender war. How counterproductive is that? Thank you, guys.